Hey, Gracefully Growing family. It's Dr. Kemi, and welcome back to another episode of the Gracefully Growing podcast. This is where we provide you with real talk, real growth, and real life tools to help you thrive in school as well as in life. Once again, I am Dr. Kemi, educator, speaker, author, gratitude advocate, and mom to the most amazing 13-year-old you will ever have the pleasure of interacting with. And I'm so excited that you've chosen to continue on this journey with me as we explore the 5 key principles that will guide you to a fulfilling life. And these 5 key principles are gratitude, reflection, affirmations, connections, and empathy. So, if this is your first time here, let me catch you up real quick. So, each week, we break down how to live with intention and thrive in this wild journey called life, using the 5 key principles that I just mentioned. Today's episode is something that a lot of people talk about, but not enough people actually do. And that is self-care. Even as an adult, I have to intentionally plan self-care. And I did not know the importance of self-care until I was an adult, married with a child and all of that. So I'm trying to help you guys get ahead of the game by starting you on your self-care journey now. So let's talk about the power of self-care. It is not just face mask and bubble baths. Those are great. But this is about real, meaningful ways to take care of your mind, body, and your soul. So grab your journal. If you have not purchased my journal yet, I'm going to put the link in the description. Be sure to purchase that off of Amazon. It's a really great journal. It guides you through writing affirmations and practicing daily gratitude. Or you can just open the notes app on your phone so you can take notes. So let's get started. So whether you're walking to class, chilling in your room, or sneaking in a little me time, this episode is all about you and how you take care of your mind, body, as well as your soul. What is self-care? What do you think self-care is? I say self-care is doing anything that helps you feel more balanced, more peaceful, and more like yourself. It's not selfish, and it is not you being extra. Self-care is essential. I want you to think about yourself like a phone battery. If you keep running on empty, eventually what's going to happen? You're going to shut down. And we don't want that. That's why today we're talking about how you fill up your own cup before you pour into others. Here's my favorite quote about self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So self-care is all about taking care of your mental health, your body, your emotions, all of it. It matters because self-care helps you to recharge so you can show up strong in school, in friendships, and in life. Let's talk about how you create a self-care routine. Life gets hectic. Let's be clear about that. You have school, you have sports, you have chores, you have homework, family, friends. Everything just starts to add up on top of one another. And that's why having a simple self-care routine is a game changer. So, in order to start your self-care routine, I want you to ask yourself this question. What helps me feel calm happy, or focused? Is it journaling? Is it listening to music? Is it going for a walk? For me, it's cooking actually. When I'm cooking and I'm listening to music, I feel centered. Cooking makes me happy, although I don't do it as much as I used to, but it actually does make me happy. It makes me calm. It fills my soul. It fills my cup. My other self-care routine is taking a nap. Listen, y'all, I would drop and take a nap in a heartbeat. Don't let me feel sleepy. I'll take a nap in the middle of the afternoon if I must. And sometimes my naps are not long naps. It could be a 20 minutes, just close my eyes and to reset my brain, all the way to an hour long. So, whatever makes you feel calm, happy, and focused needs to be a part of your self care routine. 10 or 15 minutes a day makes a huge difference. I promise you it does. Block out time in your day, just like you would for homework, to decompress. It could be right after school, it could be before bed, or even during your lunch break. Here's an example. You could do 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation. You could take a 10 minutes walk. You could do 10 minutes stretching. You could do 10 minutes of a quick dance party in your room. Whatever helps you to get into your happy place. I call it my happy place. Or even gratitude journaling. That's why I talk so much about my affirmation gratitude journal, because it actually forces you to pause and gratitude journal. All right. And you want to start small. So you could just pick one thing you enjoy and make it part of your daily rhythm. Tip number 2, set boundaries. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all don't know how tough this one is, but it is so important. If you are a people pleaser like me, I've always been a people pleaser, even as a child. Setting boundaries is so hard. I know I'm talking to somebody out there. Setting boundaries is so hard. But setting boundaries means that you are protecting your energy. Because here's the thing, people will drain you if you let them. So it is important that you start setting boundaries now. Why? Because as you get older and you have more demands on your time, such as work, there's going to be relationships, there's going to be spouses and significant others, there's going to be children, there's going to be associates, there's going to be businesses. Setting boundaries is like putting up a do not disturb sign on your brain. And it is so essential for your peace. Right here at Gracefully Growing, we say it's how you protect your energy, your time, and your snacks. So, boundaries teach people how to treat you without you needing to give a whole speech or a TED talk. It is self-love with a sprinkle of sass and a whole lot of grace. So setting boundaries, it's important. If something or someone is constantly draining you, young people, it's okay for you to tell them, I need a break, or not today. No, I repeat, no is a whole sentence. It's a complete sentence. Here's the thing. I know as a teenager, you don't want to hear this part, but I'm going to say it anyway. You don't have to go to every event. Mm-mm. You don't have to go to every event. When I was much younger, that was the mistake I made. I wanted to go to every event. I wanted to be everything to everyone. I wanted to say yes to everything. And I did for a while. And when I tell you it drained me, Lord, it drained me. So you don't have to say yes to every project, every group project, or every late night text convo. Put your phone down. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Go to sleep. Hello, self-care. Sleep is a part of your self-care. Making sure that you're getting enough sleep at night is a part of your self-care. When you say no to things that don't serve you, you are saying yes to peace, to rest, and to yourself. So start by checking in with yourself. Ask yourself these two questions. Do I feel overwhelmed or stressed after this activity? If the answer is yes, you want to say no. You do. Number two, do I really want to do this, or am I just afraid to say no? Because here's the thing, it's okay to protect your peace. It is. If anybody asks you, why are you saying no? You need an excuse? Not that you need one. If you need one, tell them Dr. Kemi said it's okay for me to say no, and it was okay for me to protect my peace. I'll take that one for the team. Tip number three, practice mindfulness. This is one of my favorite tools because mindfulness means that you're fully present right here, right now. I'm going to be doing a whole episode on mindfulness soon. So be sure to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss that one. All right. Because we spend so much time worrying about the past or stressing about the future that we forget to just be. Here's a quick mindfulness challenge that you can do anywhere, anytime. And I actually do this. So we're going to try this together. First, find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. One more time, in and out. Now, did you just notice how your body kind of calmed down? How do your shoulders feel? Are you still clenching your jaw? Breathe into that tension. Breathe out and let it go. And I promise you something. Just doing this 2 to 3 times a day can help you stay grounded, stay focused, and in control. I want you to try that before a test, after an argument, and when your brain feels like it's overloaded. Try it. So let's talk about your 3 tips. 1, create a self-care routine. I want you to start today by creating a self-care routine. 2, set boundaries. Number 3, practice mindfulness. All right, let's talk about your reflection prompt for this week. Grab your journal, your notes app, or just think about this. What's one self-care activity you can commit to this week? Can you promise yourself 5 minutes of quiet each morning? The self-care routine that I've committed to this week, or I'm going to commit to this week, is my 30 minutes of quiet time right after I wake up. So that's 30 minutes of not talking to anyone. I spend that in prayer. I spend it in doing mental motivation for myself. But can you promise yourself 5 minutes of quiet time each morning? Or Can you promise that you'll drink some more water this week? Even monitoring your water intake is a self-care routine. Can you say no to one thing that drains you? Now, I want you to write that thing down. I want you to say it loud or even text it to a friend who will hold you accountable. Because tiny changes lead to big results. Now, I love hearing from you all. So before we wrap up, let me remind you of this. Taking care of yourself isn't optional. It is essential. Mhm. You are worthy of rest. You deserve peace. And you don't have to earn your breaks. You need them to grow. Because let's be real, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If the cup is empty, there's nothing in there. So take what we talked about today and make a small commitment to yourself. Then come back next week and let's grow some more together. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with someone who needs it, and download this week's free self-care checklist in the notes. And remember, no matter what comes your way this week, you've got this and I've got you. Stay grounded, stay glowing, and stay living gracefully. Until next week. See you later. The wrap for today's episode of Gracefully Growing. Thank you so much for tuning in and growing with me. Remember, living with grace means showing gratitude, taking the time for reflection, speaking powerful affirmations, building strong connections, and practicing daily empathy with yourself and others. If today's episode gave you something to think about, inspired you, or made you smile, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also download today's free resource in the show notes and join our Gracefully Growing community on social media for more tools, encouragement, and real talk. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, keep growing, and most of all, keep living with grace. I am Dr. Kemi. See you next week.